I am single and as a Pringle in the bottom of like the last single Pringle can. I'm like, I'm obviously trying to have fun while I'm like out and about in France and in Europe, because I'm also traveling too, so I don't want to be like tied down. I'm not getting married anytime soon. But like I don't have a boyfriend, I don't have a husband, I don't have any of these walks of life. Y'all want to fill it. I don't have a sugar daddy. If someone wants to pay me money just to be alive. I don't have a dentist. Someone wants to fix my teeth. Like, I am looking for anybody to come and like just talk to me and hang out. I'm friendly.
I can at least set you up with a good dentist.
Okay. So you would know that stuff in France as well. Yes.
Yeah. I don't remember the question.
Like, are you currently dating anyone? What's your relationship status?
Yeah. I think because of my storyline, I don't want to say where I'm at too soon, just because I don't want to spoil things. So I think watch the season and then you'll find out.
That makes a lot of sense. What about, your Bravo celebrities now? Anyone, and I just think of like the single, I think of like Caleb Ravenel from Southern Charm just broke up with Catherine. I mean, Shep Rose just broke up with Taylor.
Yeah, Katie and Tom.
Tom. I mean, he was just kissing Raquel at Sheena's wedding, but he is technically single. Like, anyone in the Bravo world strike your fancies?
I like literally forgot that there were men in the Bravo world. I was like, who? I think now I have to go back and look at all the boys. I have so much Bravo catch up to do.
Has anyone struck my fancy? Constantly. My fancy's constantly struck. Anyone in particular, they will find out if I am in their DMs saying, let me eat a cake off your chest or something vulgar.
So no one in particular, even if they're like in a relationship that you just find, it may not work, but like anyone you just find hot in the Bravo world.
Chanel Ayan is super hot to me.
I was literally about to say, she's beautiful. Oh my God.
Like, do I want to be her or be in her?
I wasn't going to say that part, but I understand the sentiment.
I'm as gay as they come, and I even have moments where I think Chanel is like, I need to do a double take on that one. What do you want people to take away as they watch this great show, Girlfriends in Paris, about?
Yeah. There's so many different like aspects to the show that make it really unique in comparison to other Bravo shows. But I think biggest takeaway is this is a show about friendship. It's not like a dating show. It's not a competition show. It's reality TV about friendship. And I think that's a little bit more rare to find, where the friendships are genuine and they're solid. And it's not around like inter drama or anything like that. It's really wholesome in a way. Obviously, we're not perfect. Like we butt heads, as Kacey has mentioned, but at the end of the day, like the relationships that's like stand to this day are because of our journey together. And I think anyone who watches that will really see that on screen.
I think so. And I think reality TV is like in a different state now where people actually want that. And I don't think they really want the heart. I think we've done that. And I think it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to take us too seriously, but also don't knock us till you try us, right? Like, this is not the how to do it. Like, this is not like the how to Adja Paris. This is not like you have to do it like us. You have to be like us. Like, no, this is like, hey, we're not always perfect. So so like, I really don't want people to, be like, oh, I'm not going to give it a chance, or be like, oh, like I really am just going to do this and copy every single thing they do. It's like, I mean, if you want to come see us in France, we're always welcoming more American expats, but yeah, don't take us too seriously, but don't knock us till you try us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm silly, goofy, wild. So is Kacey. Like, we all have like a silly streak, but yeah. Because it's not serious and we're talking about like the relatability of things, it's not gonna be like laughs the whole time. Like, there are some serious, real moments that I think people will really enjoy.
Exactly.
What about like the obvious comparison, like Emily in Paris? Have you guys watched that? Are you familiar with that show?
I liked it. Yeah, I liked it. It was like, it's like one of those cute things that's like kind of on in the background, and then something, I'm like, oh my God, Lucas Bravo. Laisse tomber. But I think our show is pretty different from it because we're not like a bunch of Americans who are like fish out of water in Paris. Like, we're all somewhat established in one way or another. And I think Emily, part of like the intrigue that people had behind that show was that she doesn't speak French and she doesn't know the city, and this is her first time ever. Whereas for most of us, like we've been in and out for years, if not our whole lives, and we know the city much better than, you know, Lily Collins in the show, which is so funny because Lily Collins is like fluent in French. Like it's so cute that she had to like essentially like dumb down just for the character. Kudos to her, great acting.
I actually have never seen a single episode of Emily in Paris because like a lot of my whole thing of like coming to Paris was like, I'm leaving like being bullied in high school behind. I'm leaving like not really fitting into New York behind. Like I'm coming to Paris and I'm doing this for my own rules. Like a completely new like city. Lily Collins was my high school, so I'm like, good for you, girl. You're beautiful. But every time I like turn around and her face is there, I'm like, oh my god, do I like? Oh, it's a billboard. It's a billboard. Like it's fine. There's no high school reunion surprise happening like on me. So
You went to high school with her?
she was like, my brother was there at the same time as her, and I was there at the same time as my brother. So there was always like, oh, when she did this, and who wants to reprise Lily's role? Like Beanie, like okay, like so it's LA for you.
That's so funny. As we wrap up, final two questions, and I'm just curious, like from someone that, you know, I've been to Paris, but I've never lived there. Is that show realistic, Emily in Paris, like just the way they do it, or?
You haven't seen it, Kacey.
No, I'm just saying like, like I've seen the clip where the guy, like she knocks on the door and the super hot guy's like, oh my God, can I like marry you so you can live here legally? Anytime anyone knocks on my door, they're like, you owe me money, be quiet. Oh, you still live here? We were gonna try and see if we could sell the apartment to a French person. Like there are some things that are similar, obviously, but from my perspective, like my journey was nothing like Emily's, you know?
It's a pretty different, it's pretty different, but I will say that between the two shows, the most similar is the fact that Emily on our show is named Emily.
The only similarity is that we have.
I was like, I'm so glad to see it, Emily. And final question, you know, this is Real Girlfriends in Paris. You know, 17 seasons ago, we had something called Real Housewives of Orange County. And now look where we are. We have many franchises. It's gone on for 17 years. I mean, do you envision that for real? I mean, we have a Real Girlfriends of Milan and, you know, Berlin. And might this be the start of that?
He's in London for a couple seasons, so.
They did.
Who knows? Maybe it becomes a franchise, or, you know, maybe it'll just be the Parisian one and we like take trips to other places. Who knows? But I think it could be really fun to like see the same thing in other cities, because one thing I will say about like American television and media in general is that the romanticization of Paris is like almost strictly of Paris, and you don't really see it for other cities. And I'm like, there are so many cool cities out there. Like, give me Real Girlfriends